Customize your Starship in the new ship editor.
Let's go!
Mother freaking shipbuilding! My fellow travelers, welcome back to the LZ. So good to see you all again, and boy, Hello Games have been cooking. No Man's Sky fans are eating once again. A general breakdown of the new Orbital update here in the LZ. We're going to talk about the main features. Going to have the patch notes scrolling for you in the channel. Check the description there as well for a link to those patch notes. And Sean of the Murrays has thrown a giant hawk of meat to us starving fans of No Man's Sky, and big changes here with this new update. First, of course, is the big new station overhaul. Now, if you are uninitiated, you will know that space stations in No Man's Sky has seen very little action over the last 8 years. As a matter of fact, it's been so bad that when the Beyond update happened and they doubled or tripled the size of starships, they didn't do anything to space stations, and the space station, you just had giant starships clipping through walls and stuff. It's been kind of bad. So a lot of us have been asking for a big overhaul for space stations. The abandoned space stations and the outlaw space stations have not been changed, which are really cool. Still love those. But the new ultra beefy space station, these giant hulking creatures floating in space now, of course, much more remarkable than what we've had before this update. Of course, this is one of the worst kept secrets because this was actually leaked in game files probably more than a year ago, as a matter of fact. This update was actually teased during the Game Awards in December. We reached the previous update here a few weeks back that did not contain space stations, but now we are full steam ahead with new space stations outside and inside. They're procedurally generated. They're based on all kinds of different things, and they look absolutely incredible, absolutely phenomenal, absolutely gasping for air for this update. Now, my initial impressions are this was absolutely a fresh coat of paint, a little bit of functionality added to that too. Absolutely fantastic overhaul. Now, for me, and if you have been following me on Twitter and this channel, of course, you know that I and several other creators in the No Man's Sky creator space have absolutely been begging for shipbuilding and customization, and Hello Games absolutely delivered on this one. So here's kind of what the debate has been before that. A lot of folks didn't want shipbuilding in the game because they felt that it would sort of kneecap the efforts of ship hunting in No Man's Sky. That means that just the idea of happening upon this amazing starship in the middle of nowhere was kind of attracted to them. Now, it was not an attractive concept to me because it meant reloading saves over and over, and it heavily took away from the gameplay loop. The Orbital update essentially just lets you control the algorithm. You get to just piece by piece your ships together, which is really nice. You got a particular wingspan or a particular nose or cockpit that you want to add to your ship, you can do that. Want to mix up the colors? You can do that. And this is why we've been begging for this, because not everybody enjoys the idea of smelling the roses and finally finding themselves that particularly awesome starship. I get to piece it together, but it's also going to take a little bit of work, and there's a little bit of a gameplay loop involved. Now, here's where, at least from my perspective, the ship hunters can be happy, because this requires that you go out there and find those ships, scrap them, and then you can maintain the parts to build that ship. It actually works. Now, I've got some thoughts about that, but I want to just leave this as an impressional video and not a particular review because I want to get more hands-on time with it and understand a little bit better. My base understanding right now means that there's a whole lot of potential here that I hope that they address and I hope they attack, but that will remain to be seen. But essentially, salvaging these ships will give you parts so you can piece together your amazing starship. And I like that it's not just, go and here's all the parts and build your ship and then Bob's your uncle. There's your favorite ship. There is some gameplay involved, which is really cool. Something that kind of went under the radar, dude, that I'm curious about, but fleet missions have got a little bit of an enhancement here, particularly with the frigate, because now you can give remote guidance while you've sent your fleet out to do missions amongst the stars, right? Which is really cool. You can advise your commanders. You can do things with crew management, space phenomenon, risky exploration adventures, warp to their system to defend them from attack. So if you get an alert that they have been attacked while they're out there, you can go there to help defend them. And the frigate expeditions have been a little bit lame, in my opinion. Unfortunately, from what I can see here, there's nothing really adding to the frigates themselves, which is unfortunate because a lot of them have interiors, and I think a lot of potential for you to be able to fly with them and fight with them and things like that. I think that would be really neat, hopefully in a future update. There's some new guild stuff here as well, a lot of refreshing when it comes to station merchants. Base builders are eating good here with a new slew of space station base parts. Some new UI and graphics improvement, particularly with screen space reflections, so that got an overhaul as well. One quality of life improvement that I have been absolutely foaming at the mouth for, just a simple thing, is being able to switch out your starships in the space station. So while you're docked at the space station landing pad, you can use the quick menu to just switch from one of your other ships to another. You couldn't do that previously, and it was a pain in the neck. Of course, some general bug fixes and things like that have come along with the Orbital update as well, but I want to hear from you in the comments section. What are your thoughts about Orbital? What are your thoughts about space stations, and of course, shipbuilding? That's a huge controversial topic in the No Man's Sky community for a very long time now. What's your thoughts there? For it, against it? Do you think it's a proper middle ground? Look for more coverage here in the LZ, including a review being cooked up here in a little while, and I will see you in the future content.